I say it's great and everything that people can live in their own broke off civilization way of life that tries to eliminate the human being. Oh, look, there's my exercise machine over there. I bought that when I was still working and renting houses up here. I kind of went on my walkabout just up around in the valley here. Anyway, yeah, I think that there's something way up in the air and we have to figure it out through social media. Unfortunately, if when it does, that's when you'll see a whole other, like you want to talk about spiritual warfare, it very much can well be looking like that when if a certain breakthrough happens for the suffering, the unnecessary suffering that is occurring on the planet, and might be completely fruitless, but no, if we can support ourselves in a different way that is away from like the soul sucking anything, right? The system or whatever it is, a relationship. See, you know, we have to be able to separate ourselves out. I think maybe that's like a familiar theme that kind of tried to happen during the 2020 thing, right? The announcement, they suggested that everybody stay 6 feet apart, right, at the marketplace. When does it ever even count? But at a marketplace or like say at the bank or whatever, see, and that's peculiar to bring up because who owns those marketplaces? Who owns those banks? And they have us and say who owns us? What two types are we that we have to separate ourselves out? See, I don't have a family or anything, so this is like a new question. I don't know. This is like 5 years into it, and I've never heard of it. But here, thank God, my mind is starting to get into the ethers and entertain itself, uh, entertain me now. Did they? What happened with the people? Like, say, with the with a 6 foot distancing rule, when you go out to the restaurant or to stand in line, when they are a three family or a four family or a five family unit, do they stand 6 feet apart there, or is it just now families are standing 6 feet apart away from families? Comment section down below. I didn't. I'm just isolated here, and I'm honestly, there's a lot of me that is innocently ignorant, to tell you the truth. And I love it. I like it. I'm not short of being able to use my imagination, as you see and can hear. There's a possibility that there's something that's like maybe it's valid, maybe it's not. I know I am, as far as me right here, rather than what I see coming it back at me, which is a fake light. So I don't look at it. I'm keeping my eye on you kids. And oh boy, am I so grateful for whatever little comes into me. I would love to share with you who I am, how I am, what I've been up to for the past 35 years, let alone all my life. Like my autobiography, I always think that I'm going to write a book, and I haven't yet. About certain things. I mean, I have over Facebook and a lot of stuff I've definitely exposed, and I used to write a lot, and hopefully I might take the time to do that. See, that's part of my creative style, especially here, right? I mean, you have a typewriter, and you're supposed to give description and put a comment, and blah blah blah. And see, my complaint now, I've made this video. I put one down. This is starting 11/22, but I'm going to probably post this um, on the 26th or the 27th because it's not so like timely or urgent or anything. But see, I'm in the sweater. I wanted to just talk about how that. Um, sorry, I get off my train, right? I shouldn't do that, but see, I'm trying to just reach out, really. Because it's difficult. It's very tough what I'm going through. I'm not trying to get out of my own evolutionary process and what I'm trying to learn, what needs to be learned through, particularly our human interactions and human relationships. Uh, did I say human in there? By the way, I meant human, probably most likely. You know what I mean? It's been difficult because maybe we're not running into humans. Yeah, that's part of my subject matter that I've been talking about, this sliding it every once in a while, and you might be misunderstanding like who I am and all that stuff because it seems like I'm a human hater or like I hate the world or something. It's like, well, no, I hate the world. No, who? Be careful of that word out there. I mean, world. Yes, put the L down. Stick up the WORD. That's the real word inside of world. That's what the sheep can put together. They can just. Yeah, I happen to think that this right here. I see a lot of words, but it's hard to. Phew. I mean, and well, if that's the key, which it is, but is it key? See, key to me means it's musical, and it starts to harmonize. You get harmonization when you are in resonation with. You want to talk about the right notes, right? Oh, right notes. It's really tones that we're talking about, but they've rearranged the letters and of there that just let's call it notes. Why? Well, what if Shauna puts it together in her lifetime? That we could be talking about monetary. Uh, Practicality also, we don't have the words here, but what I'm saying is like let's confluence, like how do we work this? The word central, there's the word cent in there. How many cents do you have? Is it really cents or is it central? Are you centered? See, center, er, that's a suffix, right? Or you know with the r reverse will be babes. You can definitely say er can be reversed. It's to a re. Now that's a prefix. Now recent. I don't know. Is there such a word as recent? Let me think. Is it? How do we spell recent? What does recent mean? I say resent me. Well, see, more like elevate me. And I'm not asking for the same people who keep donating into me. Although I mean, really, I'm like, gosh, imagine that if somebody was to know that those people had done that already for me, and that if 400 or just 20 people did that to me, it would relieve me. You would. I just started stuttering because it's like, who do you work for, Faye? Really, you have to ask yourself that nowadays because shit is about to get really fucking weird when with the Aquarius age that's not going to end. It's for see, I'm actually, believe this or not, I'm a very down to earth person, so I am all now, especially in my personal relationships, like who's going to be like if they want to be my partner, like teammate in life, like there. Um, I'm thinking, of course, I'm thinking on a long term basis. We have a whole 20-year span to look at. Respect that, and as a visionary, which I consider myself as a visionary, I'm somebody who can influence, and I do make a difference. If it's just one person that I have opened them up to their own possibility, really, because you'll be surprised how many people you can run into who just need a conversation or a little bump and say, did you notice something? And just say something of your version, but it's really hard to explain how to be authentic. You got to be your authentic yourself and figure out when and where you fit in there with that because it is very, very important that I don't talk about it enough, only because there's a hijacker out there called a narcissist who thinks, oh, I got it down. Relationships? Yeah, the first thing. What? Is that what you want? Yeah? Huh? Is that what you want? Is a relationship? You know what I mean? It's like, fucking, they get everything that really is a delicacy, like something that's like, that's a human opening. That's something that you really. Now, was it a need? Was it a need that could have been met by way of, say, what if you're in an evolutionary process humanly, which is true. That's what we are as human beings. We're going through a process of evolution, and it's not going to last. I mean, our bodies, we kind of go, "Ooh, did you get it?" Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. But see, because you don't want to have your soul, um, you don't want to have your body outgrow your soul. Uh, you want it to be that your soul finally goes, like kind of like talk about a shell, and you're getting uncomfortable. It's like, excuse me. Well, really? Well, I think there's something that I have like a universe to go through, and this, Christ, am I onto something over there? You sure are, girl. And what is this lighting? But I don't care. Yeah, baby. Sorry. Just trying to inform people. I mean, and there's rumor has it a whole other genre of things that we may be incarnating here, reincarnating, and also that we don't have to die and we don't ever get old and or get diseases and get sick, and we might be living in the day and age where we start seeing it flash in front of us like crazy. Because what if we are interdimensional beings? And where are we right now? Where am I to you and you to me? Whew. I mean, if there was like this huge soul that connected us all, are you connected to it? And by way of how does it connect? Is it really this where you just have to get on a video game and say now, like I can't believe that people are making more money than I am playing video games? I guess I don't get that kind of. That's the video game here. It's a bigger video game that we're playing, which entails people playing these video games that says we know how to just go with the enemy. And it doesn't matter how many of us are here, only the enemy knows what we're doing. And you, in case you had just the smallest inkling as to what to do as a great idea, fuck you! Christ, am I onto something? You got it, girl. And I have Tesla here and everybody else, and we're having a blast here in another dimension, and fuck the world. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said it like that. And I'll get better. I'll get better. There's a better way to entertain everybody here while we're in hell. In the meantime, can I please get more donators here? I'm not being lazy. Believe me, I'm going through something that is profoundly painful right now. It's debilitating. You wouldn't know that I'm debilitated, but I think that I've been knocked back down pretty fucking hard for the past 4 or 5 years. See, and I am humanity. I do not. I show no shame as humanity. I'm saying, whoops. Well, I almost thought I was more real um, than the fact that there's a possible 7 billion people. Like, whoa, right here. Why do I have so many 3 digits amount of subscribers here? Is because you might have been hurt by the subject matter of you've been subjected by the narcissist to the narcissist, and they don't mean it, by the way. They don't, right? I mean, you might have come across this as like, whoa, wait a minute, you are just programmed to like a predator. Yeah, and it's like, well, can you stop that? I mean, we know that there's a system over there that says just um, wear a mask, um, do the I'm up, you're down thing, just clock in, clock out, turn on, turn off reality, so to speak. Just talking about the world out there in general. I know I'm a daring person, and well, hey, humor me and feed it and see where it goes. I could actually go mad. Otherwise, I'm about to get sucked into something that is worse off than I could ever imagine. I don't want it, please. I would rather go mad. I want to stay. In fact, I think that's what's my problem is I'm kind of tasting a little bit of sanity, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. Please, I don't want the world, none of it. Some of it, I see. I already been through it. Haven't you already been through it? That's where humanity really is. That's where your elders are. See, I'm becoming elder, and I want to be of some use to the children. If they ever get miserable enough, really, they can make their way to me. And make no mistake, if you are watching this, somehow it's made its way to you. Something up there is trying to fucking help you. I'm telling you, this monitor is hooked into benevolent beings who live in outer space, and it's coupled, I'm pretty sure. See, I don't know. I don't go to Saudi Arabia and notice if the YouTube channel, see, like if you get your own channel, is it set up with English language that says, no, see, because it's a platform, you go on there like Facebook, and it has sections, the way that you set up your video, it's spoken in English down to scheduling and stuff like that. It says schedule. Isn't that a English um, word? By the way, I see the word she dual or something like that. But anyway, you want to be careful of that because you don't want to take time seriously too much. Just make sure you know that we are here. We are on a. This is a. There is time. It's very limited. because that's time itself, right? I mean, how boring it would be if it just went on forever. As far as this living hell, what I'm talking about, saying how weird it is, right? Christ, am I onto something? Boy, you just fell off into abyss, man. Because what are we doing here? I would love to get stabilized. It doesn't take much for me, folks. And I'm actually reaching out to this right here because I'm being kept unstable, and you probably are too. You are probably afraid of your own freedom. You probably think your freedom is actually instability and being caught and being corralled. Talk about channeled in a certain way that you're never going to be hurt ever again, not even by yourself. You think that that's being stabilized. And that's the system for you over there. That's what has just overlaid. And I'm here in the United States, as I do have a little tiny bit of the Osage Indian in me, because my great grandpa was half Osage Indian, and his mother, that means his mother was whole blooded. Whatever was on the continent before Christopher Columbus came over and claimed the land. That was a true story, but it's like, I don't like to say Native American Indian because it just sounds so stupid. I'm not even, it's like I'm not really listening. After all these years, I never really tuned in on what we're actually saying. If we pulled apart these terms and actually listened to it, in case the children were doing the same thing or even watching. And what business is it ours? Who's ours? Well, whoever goes and buys the turkeys and does the Thanksgiving thing. See, for me, I just know what time it is. It's time to fucking eat because it's wintertime coming. Now, do you know how to kill your own pheasant? Do you know how to take them out and do that, you know? I happen to think, and this is a very personal part of the video, that birds, if anything, is a good thing to eat on this planet. Like, say, you know how the Bible says, don't eat the hoofed animals because blah, blah, blah. Well, I happen to think that birds are okay. Yeah, they can be okay to eat. See, sometimes, like, they'll fight amongst themselves in their pack there, and one will get killed by another one, and that's when you eat it. You don't have to kill it. See, like when I told that story. When my 12-year-old chicken, which was actually marinating in pure chicken by that time, think of that. It got hit by a hawk, and I knew what happened right there. It was, and because it had little babies, and the hawk was trying to get to it, and it fought that hawk. I could tell, and by the time I got home, it was terrible. I should not have left. It's terrible. Um, just trying to get some food myself. Good point. And it killed my hen, man. She was a white hen that was 12 years old, and when I was holding the hen, I could tell it was not rigor mortis yet. Everything as soon as when I touched it, God and everything said, okay, so you're gonna take the feathers out, right, and you're gonna make a stew out of it, right? You're gonna get some sandwiches later on, right? No, no, and I'm like, no. First of all, because I haven't been eating meat in a long time, and I just haven't, and I just never done that before, and but something around me wholeheartedly just like as if it was the bird itself in a bigger form that put its wings around me and said, okay, now, because I love you and you love me, I'm a 12-year-old chicken marinating in pure chicken fantasy. You feel it. You're like, this is a nice little leg and a breast, and but I was like, oh no, but this is my chicken, and she's like, yeah, no, I'm an angel. I'm an angel. I'm trying to save you. This experience alone. And I'm like, no. I'm a righteous dumb shit. Me. I have values. It's more like, I have values. No. No. No fish. No fish for me. I I eat cracker. I eat cracker, and I is this blood or is this wine? I'm a wino. I'm a wino. I have somebody else slaughtering my chicken over there for me. Not one single fucking one. Out of how many chickens have I eaten in my past? And I have eaten past chickens, and the reason why I don't eat them now is purely because the industries are doing something so weird with them. They are not the same. Look at the way they fall apart and stuff. I don't know, babes. I hope that you're finding something good, and if you do, share it, man. Say, look, I found something that looks like how it would look if you really did have a freaking chicken on your plate. All right, I don't know how I got to this subject matter, but it's worth something to somebody, man. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying is like as creators here, uh, there's a real reason that it found you, and you're wondering, well, why? I'm just going to keep watching this because it might have. See, no, they know what they're doing. God knows what they're doing, hun. And we're never going to get rid of those laws of the universe, which it's human, by the way. It's perfectly humane, where we help each other. We are not, like, it's not a random thing where you even glance at somebody on the road and they glance back at you and they smiled and you smiled and something lit up. It was like, universe! Right? Just that alone. I just pretend like that I was God and that was the universe. Just went, that's all it takes. I don't know how to get to the kids. That's what we're supposed to do here. Thank God for Mars and Leo. So you want to talk about Mars and Leo, which is a very slow thing happening now. It's going to slow down and it's going to go right over onto my ascendant. Now, I can't help but to be like charming and expressive. For the kids, by the way, it's all it is pure healing. I want to get better. I just felt like 15 narcissists go, damn. Yeah, no, you go ahead and unlike my video. It doesn't matter to me anymore because we found out what unlike means. Put down the you, keep up the you, put the N down. You like. You can't get away from it, man. The universe knows what it's doing, even when it doesn't know what it's doing. After a while, it tries to fool itself just to have to play a game. And we might be here just for that, to get to take part in the confusion. And some people will say, you know what, I'm done, and can we do something different? We don't have to do anything here. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm not con artist here. I'm just being who I am, and I would love to share. I might. It will come together. I'm just chomping at the bit. I'm thinking, okay, what the fuck is Shauna gonna do? How ridiculous it really is. But I think what's happening, though, here's what's happening. See, I'm an astrologer, and thank you for uh, sending your donation that would spark me to want to do your darn chart. And I'm happy to get into it again. You're really just to get back to you. I'm sorry that I'm being distracted to the nth degree, and so is everybody darned else. It's like the age of mass distraction, man. And if you are one of those people that chose to be a noise, really a big giant a noise, the one that's just being the problem and not the solution, right? So it's this right here when we have people communicating and helping other people like organize themselves into themselves. Like, no, wait a minute, I actually, not a coincidence that you're feeling that you could be around a society of people who are just like, no feelings, no meaning, no feelings, no meaning. And really, are you? There driving your red car around. It's going to break down pretty soon, and pretty soon you're going to be left with what? Something there that needs to be able to conduct a decent quality relationship. In case the kids were watching, let's say, or even that you had kids, or if it's, it doesn't matter if you're driving your red car and it works or it doesn't work. That's exactly the point. Eventually, you people are going to have to handle each other, and the quality of the kind of person that you are. Like, can you fix the car? Really, there's some people that can. You see, one of my, no, this is a personal thing. One of my last guys that I spent time with, he was a really good friend of mine, my boyfriend, but he was just a soulmate that was spending time with me, man. We had fun together. And he was a car mechanic. He was like not only just that, but a master car mechanic. He was a master at a lot of things. That's why we got along together a lot. I learned a lot from him, and he like kind of maybe relearned a lot from me. I don't know, and it was really a trip. It was so beautiful because he is not in this realm anymore. Uh, he was shot and killed anyway, and that was just his time. He's on his timeline, right? And to this day, I'm realizing, oh my God, he was so much more advanced, right? Of course, I mean, to be somebody who took himself that far with people, what I mean, because he was a legend in this area. Only because he just kept giving and giving and giving of his everything that he knew how to do. He just converted it into his like currency, I guess you would say. And there's where oh, thank you God for this message that I am a resource here, man. I am a resource, and I don't want to feel like my time's being wasted because I promise you I am not wasting your time. No, I'm not. You are. You are. Turn this off. 25 minutes already. That's not my fault. I did what I'm supposed to do here. How about you? Not even $10. Buy me a coffee, $5. See, we could see how it really, to tell you the truth, you don't want people to be inauthentic to where they're just um, being a stepping stone for Satan to elevate something. We don't see what's elevating itself out there on the account of okay, car insurance companies. Don't you like my new car insurance company fucking suggestion? It's a no-brainer if you just thought with me a little bit. Think with yourself a little bit. Say, I mean, you're just somebody who just goes with, no, that's for people in case they get injured. And it's like, babes, it's not happening all the time. I am living proof, and so is my mom, my grandma, all these people. Not so much my uncle, but some people were born that way. He was an Aquarius, and I think Aquariuses are naturally going through technological things way faster than we do. Some people will hold on to a car for 25 years, but my uncle, he went through 75 cars in 25 years. It seems like, you see. And some of them were great, some of them were not so great. Talk about, no, he was not a very good car mechanic. I mean, some people are just, they can be an Aquarius and not be a car mechanic, but this means that they are, like, they're not very technologically inclined. This means that they probably have a curse. Watch out, man. So they touch something and then it just goes, blah, fucking just, the spring goes out of it. I've seen it right in front of my eyes with that guy. And anyway, thank you for listening to this. And that's entertainment. I'm just kidding. Come on now. No, hey, babes, I'm serious though. Let's make this work for all of us. I would love to have it work for you. Like, are you a content creator? No. If you're a friend of mine, it probably can work for you, babes, because I do not fucking forget about people. This is a trippy game we're in, and it's like, you know what? If we're thinking in a long-term basis, which if this is the same video, it's looking long now, and I did say, no, I'm talking about we're doing a long-term basis here, and we don't forget each other. What comes around goes around, and some people really do live that way. I know that that's how I got everything I have now, and I'm not even talking about the burden of thinking that you own any of this. Not even my Barbie doll statue, or although I love the holographic field, the way it's planning right now, apparently, boy, I'd love to show you. I will. I'll take a picture of my yard out there and show you the color that strikes my eyes when I go out there, and it's so bitchin' for me. It's the color. Well, if you want to talk about Mars and want to talk about Leo, which is the sun ruled, and then Mars there, which is a little orange, and it's like woo. And for me, being Aries rising, it's like something is hidden, and it's hidden from us all if we are humanity, and that is what we deserve by now. The hard work that we have put in to each other and all that. I am trying to show up here. I'm trying to show up, and don't take it for granted. Don't take me for granted. Don't take that for granted. That I even showed up on your feed. Now I'm gonna say, please buy me a coffee, babes. If see creator content people, man, they need to learn this. Why isn't this happening? Open it up to be a social system. And don't be greedy. See, that's what a social system is about, though. See, it would only work if there was a humane being there. And humane beings are enlightened And they know, they can see past it. They can see, no, that's a burden. And now you're going to play the world game, talk about burdening yourself and then becoming a piece of living shit. Becoming a landlord or a blah, blah, blah. If you're going to do anything, don't you think, see, all of these people, you see them getting on the world stage and telling us, like, whoever, Elon Musk and whoever else, why don't they ever see? This is how you can tell that they are a sham directed in by people that hold guns to other people's heads and says, no, over your dead body, and don't you want to go here with us? And they're like, sure, yeah, yeah, gut your soul out and come with us. Can't you tell? Otherwise they would figure out a socialist system and how to protect each other righteously from whatever, and just figure out. Really, when I say socialist system, I say, what's going on with the monetary system? How come it's like, oh, there's somebody that makes way more money than I do playing video games? It's wrong to just be here and try to enlighten people if it's just one person, but really just lost my purpose there. But really, you are probably here because you heard about narcissists. That's one of the main videos. That's one of the only videos. This one video, particularly for whatever reason, got me so many likes. See, I keep bringing that up because you've got to think for yourself. Why now? See, we can protect ourselves from narcissism, the plague, whatever that is. What is it? We don't even know what it is. It's like almost dangerous enough to say, well, you know what, drop everything. Let's turn this into a monetary system right now because I lost my job. I'm about to lose my house. I'm being squandered off, stuff like that. And say, come on, can you hear me? Is there really? See, if it went out there and said, narcissist, narcissist, and then they post it and they get 600 fucking followers and people who are saying, I know what you mean. And then what happens then? 600 people? Send them $20? Do the math. I'm going to do it right now. I haven't done this in a while. 600 people sends you $20. See, this could be possible for somebody like me. I know what to do with it. It's like I would get back to KinCast, but tenfold. I just pay back the people who fucking paid me, man, and helped me and who was there. That I think that if we met, it would be like a really good elevating. See, we're here to elevate each other. And how do we do that? I'm sitting on something that's like, wait a minute, why can't I be elevated here? Do I elevate people from this position? No. I'm looking at something very real that, see, because I own land and because of who I am and stuff, I'm not caught in the matrix. I don't have a family. I am not really interested in, see, in not knowing, like, just look, see, I'm right now, I'm thinking, okay, so God, this fucking video, I hope it cuts out in the middle. It might. Okay, I was in the middle of 600 times 20. Now that's a lot of money. See, and unfortunately, I owe a little under than that. It's way under $10,000 that I owe in taxes. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure now for my property here. That's what I was kind of talking about. Like, well, but how do I make it work for me? See, instead of it being a burden like that, it's gonna cut out on me, and I'm gonna let it just cut out on me. And sorry that it does, but see, because I'm getting into it personal stuff, and it's like, well, see, a lot of people that don't own property say see, some people, see, I own this is my great grandpa, but I can't attach myself to that. I need to free them up. I mean, whatever they thought that they were doing here, I mean, it might be illusory because it might let us down after a while if we're like, what is this, a premature coffin? I don't know. Can I use the wood to make my own coffin? I don't know. Yeah, you're probably better off doing that. Well, see, I don't, as an Aries rising, I don't want to be stuck here. It's weird. I guess I need to get out there and get a job. See, but I'm not interested in. See, I've already chugged around like that. I'm 50 years old, and I guess you see it out there all over the place that people are just. Yeah, Shauna, by the time you're 55, you're gonna have to go out there and get something. And it's like, you know what? Maybe. Sure. I could sell my place and just sit on a bunch of money and go sit somewhere else and do this. But why just me here? And don't you want to see? I would love to. I'm not incapable of finding something to do for money that I like. I see. I have to like what I'm doing. I've always lived like that. I make it to where it benefits me somehow. Especially, I actually, to tell you the truth, the reason why I did the job that I did the past 3 years is because no, if it wasn't physically beneficial for me, like if it didn't put me through walking up and down hills and doing things with my body, um, that's why I did it. That was the plus for me. It was hard to keep up on the food thing though. I needed to get the money to get food, and it wasn't enough money. But it was to pay my bills, and I started starving myself. Isn't that a fucking terrible scenario, babes? It's just me here, 35 minutes. I'm now gonna fucking tell people. See, when you tell people about that you're isolated, that you don't have a family, you don't have a husband, you own property, you own a home, you're a woman, you don't have a job, you're looking for help, and that's all the truth. And what has happened, see, when I talk about it more, I would love to talk about it more. See, in that condition, I'm pretty sure that what has come to me, they can't prove to me that they are like they are the one that you want to fuck. It's like number one, whatever comes at you in that condition is the predator, and you are just prey. And you'll notice you are being picked on. Literally, you're like your meat is being taken away. All of your potential is being taken away. What you really needed was what? I slowly did some of it for myself. I just got myself some food. I went to the social services division. It says social services division for a reason. Division. And I feel like that it mainly takes care of women who have children that need food. And I'm not saying that, oh, I'm so proud, I found the niche, no. There's an emergency, and that's what kind of it turns out to be, but I'm not against that part of the organism getting itself together, just saying, time's out, throwing in the white towel and saying, excuse me? We can't work this kind of bullshit system. Like what I was saying is like that, wow, I was about to say, like, no, I used to do it up until 3.5 years ago. I used to pay money for my own food. And believe me, it hasn't been easy. I'm going through pain right now talking about this because I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be lowering my vibrational frequency down to now I feel pain and I feel disease. And then I have been so depressed. Fucking it, please, camera, shut off. You can probably see it, but because I've been sat on. I feel I've been sat on. The enemy sees me and they see that something about me, and it's like, hey, babes, it's more than my stuff here, and that I need food and stuff that I needed food, or I can get food, or I can't. It's more than that. See that there's something, what you want from me. See, I very little. I don't know what's going on, but right now we're all on a kind of a crossroads, and this is filmed on the 11/22. That's where we're at right now. It's on a crossroads, but I'm gonna post this because I want to fill up my venue, and and it's on the 26th, and because I'm afraid that I won't be able to. Pardon me while this phone rings. It only rings because it's not anybody affiliated with me, right? And that's the problem we have right now. It's just a complete takeover, and it's like I can't do this. I need to make sure that. I mean, I not even the phone is for me right now. I would love to open my account um, more. But I'm in crisis over just being kept unstable. It won't take much for me. So I'm working on my advertisement. I'm just going to talk until this turns off, and I'm sorry if it cuts out, and I'm sorry, whatever, that you're stuck listening to this, but I really actually thank you for contributing to me if you have. Um, because things can change for us all, and especially for me, and I'm capable of sending everything back to you. I haven't been able to do that since I've been under attack. And under attack could mean that you're being set into scarcity mindset, and that's their contagion. Their contagion is greed and no fun, by the way, no fun, no sense of humor, no freedom. All of that stuff. They're kind of bound down out there, right? And they're like, it's like, yeah, that can be something that's like, maybe that's not your life. You can change it, but you just needed to change above the level of where you're limiting yourself now, and then they just came in and they see all the opportunity and stuff, right? Because there is, it's shining, they see it, right? Now, having said that, again, thank you for your concern and support. It's the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. It can actually cause you a lot of physical pain because you don't know where to move. And I happen to think that bird. I love that bird. I happen to think that all of the society is in pain and suffering and agony and chronic illness because of this problem that they can't solve, and the fact that they kind of treat each other really bad, right? And it's the evil eye. Yeah. Just recently, I've just noticed the evil eye coming out. It's like, you know what? This is the problem is that we are relying on so-called friends who are giving us the evil eye. See, I've never really had this problem in all my life because now this is the thing. My resources weren't so wrapped up in them. If I was working for them, it was just a transaction. They take my energy, I get money, and buy. I'm working a yard or any kind of job, right? Recently, it's gotten tough because a lot of that support went away. A lot of it is getting down home. Yeah, I can help you, but I don't want you. Shh, I don't want to. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like what you stand for. I don't. It's like, you know what? I don't care. Fucking okay. Not my people. Okay, let's go here now. But now, why can't I do that? Now, why can't I do that? It's because I was trapped. And these people live like living traps. If you're listening to me, please turn this thing into a support system away from people who feel like they can see it. It's like weird. It's like, oh God, it happened. So how do I do it? Because I can't think fast enough. Like I can't get back to my good self like that, like my good vibrational frequency that says, no, okay, so I will like, oh, do social credit scores, but it's really like this. Find your people that can see it. See, this is the thing. It's like it's happening now. I'm sure I'm not an isolated incident where there's a lot of people going, what do we do? And if you're stabilized by that you have money and you have some left over, please think about helping some people on this thing. Help us switch it over to a watering system. See, I feel like that if I'm less hindered by what I have coming at me, that only by this time they just want to argue. They just want to argue and bring me completely down so that I can never pick myself up ever again. We have to have our vibrational frequency on high so that I can greet people like this, and I'm not faking it, so that I can actually be there for them. But that where we are rendered unstable because we don't make enough money. It's ridiculous because this is our opportunity right here. I see way more of a possibility for me seeing, and I'm not saying, oh, every random person who dares gives an emoji, give me money! No, I'm saying think about it for yourself too. Just think about it. This may take 20 years, but no, we don't have that long to fucking wait right now, babes. We have light speed right here. Depends on how. Okay, so I'm going to delay this energy to get out. By the 26th, I'm going to put it up only because I want my work. I want there to be continuity. I want there to be, I already put up one video that's going to go on. It's probably airing now on the 22nd. I'm wearing this sweater and I'm starting to put up the pink sweater videos now. And I'm still going because I'm getting energy from Mars and Leo. I mean, you can call it that, but no, humanity is waking up. We're not going to stay down forever. I didn't put up the thing that I keep mentioning Adrienne Elise like she's the goddess and the god of the fucking. You should be just now. It's time to see Kyle with Adrienne Elise. Fuck me and everything. No, there are so many other mediums out there, so many channels out there, so many people who are attempting to fucking be what they are supposed to be, which is something that you run into randomly and go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because really, this is interesting, but I don't see how I can be interested in it. It's something I should have. But and you can hate it, or you can just say, you know what, I think you know what, I'm going to go with that gut instinct because I'm already kind of breaking through, and this person just helped me, actually. They just helped me. That one thing she said helped me. It can happen like that. One talk can get a person all these followers, all these likers, but all of you followers and all of you likers sent $100. See, that's the thing that happens with TED Talk over there. There's a TED Talk thing. And a lot of them, I mean, I don't know. I'm bound to put it together, but I need to be stabilized. When I'm stabilized, I'm going to complete my mission here. It's going to be terrible. I'm a warrior. I start doing comedy. I start adding cuss words into a very constructive place to where, you can't do good comedy without, like, how George Carlin was. He just said, you know what? He wasn't doing well after a while, and he said, you know what? I think I'm just going to tell the truth now. And he did. He kind of went up there. I mean, you can't say that he's a good style nowadays. I mean, even a good part of the organism to follow. Try women on for a good size fits all. Good size fits all? What do you mean? Oh, it's men and women. That's where both men and women come from. Is when she decides to stop taking birth control methods and then have kids, and she doesn't have to tell you or anybody that she's taking birth control either. She can decide that all on her own. She might have been doing that at anatomically. I don't know, what do you call it? Atomic. When they have their own anatomy, they are what do they call it? Autonomized. And they just decided, you know what? I would really like to continue to try and work on this person that wants to have sex with me, but they seem to be very selfish, just in that area alone. We're not talking about anything else. But all of a sudden, these men approach women. I think it is. That's the way it goes. I don't know. I haven't been out there yet. Let me know if that's still going on. But then, see, they want to do something. And I mean, this is in case a whole human civilization was to come out of it like birth. She has to do quality control because this guy's all. And really, a lot of times it's just, here, you want this and that and this, and here, let's just, and you want, and turn on the TV, and now where is she? Sorry. Wow. Did you hang in this long for that? I just ran the standard of America out there towards you, and they're all faking it. It's like that's not really happening, especially the women. Oh, we get along great. The ones that have reached, well, there's something that happens to their body when they put down the work that they need to do, which is to do that quality control. That involves just saying, hey, excuse me, and you have to. They're going to make you work on working on them. You have to convert them into being a human being. You are the religion here, by the way. In case love was on the list of things to do, really, you are it, because you can't shelter kids and make them feel safe without anything else. Not even money will work unless you do love. And the sex thing, I'm pretty sure, let me know, I was picking up on something. That's the place where you make love. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, you can do anything. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Yes, yes. Whatever you fucking idiots are doing out there as men and women, air balloon, skydive, gardening, car, fucking tool. I'm a Libra saying, whatever. That's not a mystery. By the way, the tool turning thing, that's not a mystery. Thank God. It's easy. Just make sure you do it right. You can't do it. Whoa, hello, halt! It's not being done right, by the way. What the fuck has happened? What's going on? I was like, no, I'll see you in 2 years. In 2 years? Nobody has the money to repay for that shitty fucking job again. And why did you lie to me? Because money. after a while, it's like, okay, so now that you know that we are in a fucking hellhole here of institutionalized madness by way of some broke-off civilization over there, did I mention it yet? That does seem to not figure it out, and then some other real-life civilization says, you know what, you can't figure it out, get out of here. And we'll have our energy based in consciousness, and we can fucking fly a pyramid around and whatever you want to do. But you people, they're like, yes, we will do money, and we'll try to harness you from now on, because, and I happen to think, is it men? Is it men? Was it because she just forgot to take birth control? Oh my God! No, the church set out to kill them through propaganda first, and now, me? Do I get paid for this story? A little bit, just a tiny bit. A little bit will keep me going. Imagine just if you strung me out like this. Really, all I need is $300 a month to keep me stable enough to just keep going like this. And then I don't know. I feel like a mob will come eventually. But what else does Jesus have to do? Just you heal people, or you notice that you can easily just crud everything down because you're being lowered down. All you have to do is get upset and point at it, and it just dies. It's terrible being an alive woman.